Thank you for joining me today. I'm with Martina Fuchs. She's from Switzerland, and she is an international business journalist, music executive, Guinness World Records holder, expert on China and the Middle East, and speaks 9 languages. Martina, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Thank you, Katie. I'm happy, I'm healthy, and grateful to be alive. Joining you from Dubai today.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm just so enamored by your background. And so there's so many aspiring ladies who probably are tuning into the show. And I mean, they can go and look at your bio to learn more. But I mean, growing up in Switzerland, what was your path of education and how you pivoted and shifted into being an international businesswoman?
Mm. Switzerland is a beautiful country of four national languages, mountains, lakes, but it's landlocked and quite small. We only have about 8 million people. And as a dream, I always dreamt about going out there in the big, wide, open world and discover and travel and going on adventures, meeting different people and cultures. And my whole family was Swiss, so I was a little bit bored when I was younger. So I wanted to go and study at university as far as I could away from home, which was, as I was born in Zurich, Geneva. So I studied international relations, Arabic and Portuguese at the University of Geneva. Had my first job interview at the Swiss military department as a spy because I studied Arabic and it was the times of Osama bin Laden. And then I failed that job interview because they found out that I'm too extrovert, that I like communicating and information, and I can't keep all of that. And so I thought, well, I combine travel and communication together in my first job. And so I decided to study journalism. I went to the American University of Cairo in Egypt to study television and then joined Reuters, the news agency in London. And then my journey as a journalist continued 5 years in Dubai with Reuters, 5 years in China, Beijing with the Chinese national state broadcaster CCTV, then CNN Money in Switzerland, and now working as a freelance business journalist for the Chinese news agency Xinhua, apart from many other things that I'm sure we're going to talk about in a moment.
Wonderful. How dynamic. What a wonderful upbringing and quick journey. Thank you so much for giving us some insight on your upbringing. It's so spectacular. Wow. And your education. I mean, sowing seeds and having that initial intuition of the adventure, the play, the excitement, I think is a good takeaway for anyone tuning in to understand, to have that curiosity and adventure to be a seeker, right? Wow, how fantastic. And then you're a DJ too, a fellow DJ. How neat. Do you and tell us a little bit about your music executive experience and being a DJ.
So it started at a very young age. My mom is a multi-instrumentalist. She plays the piano, the flute, the guitar, the violin, and so on. And my brother was a underground hip hop DJ at the local station in Zurich, and that always inspired me. I grew up with a Tribe Called Quest, with Gangstar, D'Angelo, rest in peace, Angie Stone, The Roots, everyone, and I had to wait for quite a couple of decades until one day I was sitting in a bar at Coco in Camden Town in London, a very cool members club, and all of a sudden saw these DJ decks. And then I had this massive download and vision at the age of around 40 to realize that I want to become a hobby DJ at least. And so this journey has taken me around the world. I was performing in Bangkok, in Kigali, in Beijing. in London, Zurich, all around the world, just following my instinct, my inner voice, intuition, and after all, my kind of childhood dream. And so, apart from that, varying as a DJ, I'm also on the board of directors of the Montreux Jazz Festival, China, which is the legendary music festival from Switzerland. We also have a branch, an arm now in addition in China. And then I co-founded the Frequency School with US Grammy-nominated producer, singer, and songwriter Maejor, and our other team members last year, where we bring sound therapy, education, wellness, and mental health around the world.
Wonderful. So the takeaway is like when you're following your intuition, just musically as a DJ, then and traveling all around, then you sowed seeds with your love, and it got you to pivot and shift to meet these fantastic musical people. And it's how we're connected through our mutual friend who is from where I am right now, Detroit, Michigan. Woohoo! And Maejor, and you co-created the Frequency School. So let's dive into the Frequency School and what it is.
The Frequency School is an organization which, in a nutshell, has the vision to bring sound therapy, wellness, mental health, education, well-being around the world, especially to underserved communities, women, people who don't really have a voice often or a face. We want to uplift humanity, spread positivity and unity. We co-founded the Frequency School with Maejor, Kingsley, Lee, and Aaron at the boarding school Aiglon in Switzerland last year, and have had the privilege to travel to 12 countries, from Brazil to China, Qatar, Morocco, UAE, Saudi, London, Switzerland, and so on. The United States, of course, as well, to host events, sound experiences, participate in conferences like the World Economic Forum, WEF in Davos, Switzerland, GITEX, Web Summit, some of the largest stages on the planet, to really spread this message. We also curate events and retreats for business executives at like the business school IMD, for example. But very much dear to our heart is social impact. So we are rolling out our Frequency School Impact Initiative. The first two studios, very build music production studios for poor children, are now being constructed in New Delhi with our partner Harmony House. Another one in Dharamshala, where the Dalai Lama lives, and more are in the pipeline now in South Africa, Mali, and Brazil, with the Impact Initiative, where we build music production studios. And then we're also developing scientific research. What is the impact of sound frequencies on mental and physical health, even on agriculture and the growth of plants? So we're talking to academic institutions and partners, universities around the world. And we're also designing kinetic sculptures and structures that emit sound healing frequencies and light around the world. And so we're quite busy, but the resonance and feedback we get from people around the world is absolutely overwhelming. We set the new Guinness World Records also earlier this year, called the 195, because it features for the very first time 195 nations. So according to the UN, United Nations, there are 195 countries, and we found one woman in every nation on the planet to say the word equality in her mother language or native tongue. And then Maejor, who you know, produced the song with the 528 hertz love frequency, it's called, the sound of birds and the heartbeat of women. And we launched it at the World Economic Forum in Davos and broke the Guinness World Records. And now we have another big day coming up on 11/11, the World Frequency Day, which is a new international day and will be celebrated every year in the future.
Wonderful, wonderful. I just got so many chills when you were explaining everything, and thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure everyone who's tuning in, their minds are like, I mean, my I'm just like my eyes are lighting up. And I always I if you're not on the video, go to YouTube and check out the video. If you want to check out the video, please do that. The link will be in the show notes. 195 countries, and with your curiosity and my curiosity, it's like I want to travel to all of them. How fantastic. Congratulations. What a huge accomplishment.
Thank you, Katie. It's just the beginning, and I believe that when you have a vision and a dream, nothing should ever hold you back because every young girl, every woman, every man, whatever gender you have, just go for it. I love the Nike slogan, just do it, because in our current world, facing anxiety and stress and social media, and especially since the pandemic, the mental health crisis, I feel that a lot of people are fearful and scared, but just put love over everything and never give up on your childhood dream.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to reach out and communicate because, you mentioned there was a team of people who created the frequency school, and it's like we can only do so much alone, but together we can move mountains with our minds and the way we think and our skill sets. And there's only so much one can do, but working collectively at a team, I mean, it just all these fantastic things that you're mentioning. It's like,
Yes.
wow, it's exciting, but it could be very overwhelming. But with a collective team, um, we can go further together. So, just to kind of dive into the 195 more, how did you find these women?
Was quite a challenge, Katie. So I thought initially when we came up with, not the idea because it was really a dream since I was a girl, but we manifested this in October, exactly 1 year ago, here in Dubai. In a Kareem car, which is like the Uber of Dubai, when I told Maejor and the team, let's do this. And they encouraged me and motivated me and said, let's go. And so I had about 2 months and a half. It was a marathon. And I thought that with social media and our connections and followers, it would be easy to find one woman in every country. But it was really tough, especially places like Micronesia, because they're very far away, very remote. Not everywhere there is internet access. North Korea for political reasons, and the Vatican rather for conservative and religious reasons. And so it took me some time, but thanks again to the community and people we know, we made it happen. And it was a beautiful ripple effect and just showed the strength and the power and the resilience of women. We had women from all walks of life, Katie. We had someone sitting in a wheelchair. We had a super influencer from the wellness space. We had a famous chef. We had a lawyer, a teacher, unemployed, a girl from Zambia. It was just absolutely amazing to get this mosaic of different women with so many different stories, but just this common thread of women's beauty.
And was your voice one of the voices too?
I was just representing Switzerland. Yes. Now we
How
have a big
wonderful.
song coming up, Katie. So for the World Frequency Day, we are going to produce a song featuring all 24 time zones. But men this time are included as well. So we have some, male allies on it as well. And then we're going to produce it in 1111 hertz. So 1111 hertz. We're going to use the words unity and Om, the universal sound. And we have one version that will last 1 minute and 11 seconds, and one that is going to last 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And it's going to premiere on 11/11 at 11:11 a.m. local time here in Dubai, where we have two big flagship events coming up. And then there has been such a ripple effect again around the world already. People want to organize events and activations, sound bath, yoga sessions, parties on that day. We haven't even started the call to action yet, but just through our friends and community. Eddie Stern, a famous yoga teacher in New York, is going to have events. Master O, a hypnotherapist in Mexico City. Some friends in Kuala Lumpur are going to throw a party. Another poet friend of ours in India is going to read out a poem. So it's going to be absolutely magical and having this spillover effect around the globe.
Yeah, I mean, well, people are already doing it anyways, like how they do yoga and when they do their meditations and chanting, and certain tribes, indigenous people, when they need it to rain, they do dance parties. So people are already doing that. But when they find out about what you all co created, now they can attune their vibration to the intention of the frequency school, right? And make it more magnetic and feel a larger impact in connectivity, which I think is fantastic. It's wild because 1111 is such a powerful number. Everyone's like, make a wish, 1111, make a wish, like twice a day. Um,
And I
and
think
then
it's your
also,
birthday also, Katie. 11/11.
it
We're going
is.
to celebrate your birthday as well.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And wildly, it's my father's birthday too. I was born on my dad's birthday, 1111.
No way. And you know what? My parents got engaged on 11/11 as well,
Oh wow.
1973. So it must be a magical date.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, sidebar, I know Paris Hilton loves 1111. She was married on 1111.
We
And
should
she
invite
has
her.
1111.
She could
Huh?
maybe DJ.
Yeah, yo, we should reach out to
That's
her for
awesome.
sure. I mean,
Oh,
you DJ, she DJs. I went to DJ music school. I went to the Scratch Academy in Los Angeles for 1 year. I grew up in Detroit in the underground scene, the music culture before DJs became popular in Western civilization. I was going to all the parties when I was a kid, like in Detroit. Like all the DJs around the world, they came to me. I was international just by being local in Detroit, and I had a love for music like you. And when I was in LA, because I did full acting when I went to Los Angeles originally. But the thing about acting in life in humanity is you're speaking or you're listening, or you're in your head waiting to say the next thing and you're not listening, right? Which is a bad actor. So I did so much of going to school and the education and acting, and then it's like brakes on a car. You like need new rotors. You need to rotate. You can't just do the one thing or you get burnt out. So I'm like, I still want to learn because I love learning, I love education, but I want to go to DJ music school and I want to listen. And they had 6 week courses for the year. It was 6 week courses, and every 6 weeks. But what you would do is you would go and you would listen, and then you're studying. Your homework would be making beats and things like that. But you're listening. So I feel like going to DJ music school made me a better listener and listening to things in subtle ways. So I yeah, went to the DJ music school, which was really exciting for a year. But yeah, there with this love for DJ and music, and then the sound therapy with the frequency school, they all go hand in hand with one another, you know?
yes. This is it, unity, right? And that is exactly our message. We want to bring people together. And it's interesting because what you say is so true. We don't know how to listen anymore. We speak and speak and speak all the time or consume, but really listening, right? Being grounded and paying attention to what everybody says. Empathy also, it gets so lost. There is a saying in German. So my mother tongue is Swiss German, and I studied a lot of languages along the way, being from Switzerland. And the saying goes like, speaking is silver and being quiet is gold. So it's so true, right? It's much better to be quiet and just to listen sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, and the subtleties, and the healing, the sound, the vibrations. It's so
Mhm.
important. Yeah, so 1111 is really powerful. Like, on 8/8 the portal, people do activations for the portal. So I feel like this is just like a new enhanced way. So how can people be involved with the frequency school?
First of all, they can follow us on social media, of course. We're on Instagram under the Frequency School and on LinkedIn as well. I always try to respond to every message. And then if they have ideas, suggestions to do something on 11/11, please reach out, send us a message. If you would like to just get more information, we love collaborations across industries, being disruptive. We work with a lot of wellness centers, with a lot of musical artists, of course, with academia, with schools, with charity organizations. So anyone who wants to reach out, we would love to hear from them.
Yeah, I mean, just as you're speaking and brainstorming, I have neuroscientists on the podcast, and I've been studying neuroscience for over 2 decades now. And I mean, what
Wow.
Dr. Joe Dispenza is saying in neuroscience is it's what all this other scientists are saying, but he's been saying it for over 2 decades. So I think really incorporating the science of, having scientists involved as well, I
Yes.
think would be fantastic with the frequency school. Yeah, I think that would be really great.
Absolutely, yes. We are talking to a few researchers, neuroscientists, but there is so much still to explore. I believe we're still at the very infant stage of how frequencies can actually help cure maybe even disease, right? There is a lot of cell research now in dementia and Alzheimer, what the frequencies can do. I mean, already Albert Einstein said that frequencies are the future medicine. And sometimes I believe humanity is just reinventing the wheels, right? Because, like, already back in, like thousands of years ago in traditional Chinese medicine or traditional Arab medicine, whatever region in the world, they already used sound to heal and cure. So it's just like, translating that into modern day medicine and AI and health tech and everything.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic, fantastic. And then is there anything else you want to share with the person tuning in? Anything we didn't cover?
I would love for everybody tuning in to dream big, make a social impact, and let's collaborate. The more we can share and work together, the better it is for future generations. And we just want to spread positive vibes, great frequencies, and energy around the planet.
Wonderful. I love all that. My upbringing personally, being Greek, I was turned on to Homer and Socrates, Aristotle, Greek mythology. Your upbringing for people to kind of do their own research, are there artists or books or certain mentors that inspired you along the way that someone maybe here in America could tune into, or anywhere else around the world? Some people that have inspired you?
I really love ancient Chinese philosophy, like Lao Tzu, or Sun Tzu with like the art of war. All of these strategies, you can learn so much from them for business, but also daily life. But most recently, it's probably, people like Jane Goodall who are leaving a legacy behind, who have really inspired generations and showed that it is worth the sacrifice and fighting climate change, the protection of the environment. So I look up to people who really put themselves, second, but the vision and the mission first.
Yeah, I had an honor to meet Jane Goodall in 2018 in the Hamptons. I was a part of Veterinarians International, raising funds for them. And then I did art, and she was the keynote speaker. She was being honored. And so it was a grand pleasure to be in her presence, period. But with that being said, I found out she had a documentary. I think it's on Netflix. So someone can tune in and check out the documentary if they want to watch it as well. RIP to Jane Goodall. Yeah. And then, yeah, let's just take a breath for
Let's
a minute.
let's teach it together. And
Um, yes. And then, oh yeah. So, Yes. So when the 11/11 happens, it's going to be at the Creative HQ in Dubai.
That's right. We have one flagship event in the morning. Everybody's welcome, of course. We just need to register people, but they can sign up with us. Send a DM at Creators HQ, which is basically the social media hub of Dubai, where all the content creators are, staying and working. And then in the late afternoon, we probably go out into the desert for the sunset, do some meditation session, and then at night in the Al Quoz industrial creative area of Dubai, we will have Canvas, which is an amazing immersive art space to do more sound installations, immersive art installations. So yeah, and then everybody who wants to can host their own events and spread the great vibes and positive frequencies around the world.
I love this. I love this. I don't know how much time we have, but I think it would be fantastic to, capture all 24 countries with the 11/11 time zone, like on a live stream for people to see, in addition to having it on the blockchain. So it's there
Yes.
forever. That would be super cool too.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And kind of a, immersive map to see where all the events are popping up. So that would be incredible, like a satellite system somehow. But yeah, we'll celebrate this day every year from now on, and hopefully it will grow exponentially year by year and bringing people together.
Oh, 1000%. Oh, 11/11% it's going to. 11/11% it's going to. Not 1000%, but 11/11% is going to.
I love this, Katie. Yeah.
So, I'm just wondering for the entrepreneur tuning in,
Mm.
because you have a collective of who co-founded this, and you're everywhere in the world, all everyone. They're not in London or Dubai or in America. So,
Mhm.
for someone tuning in, some skill sets on professionalism or team building, like how often do you meet and how do you brainstorm? And then like what is the approach to move the needle forward? First of all, let's just start there.
Yes, yes. The most important lesson that I've learned on this journey with my team is that if you share a vision, everything is possible. You just need to align everyone and be on the same frequency. Despite the time differences and different work schedules, and for all of us it's not a 100% job yet, but it does consume 200% of our time because it is so passion driven, and we all know that this is going to be uh, you know a mission of a lifetime what we are building here, that this is really the biggest driving force now that we are so plugged in and connected to people around the world, whether it's family offices or artists or philanthropies, children, adults, from all walks of life and different socioeconomic backgrounds. We're now, after 1 year and a half, at the point of raising funding as well. So we're fundraising for $2 million at the moment. So we hope to talk to more sponsors and donors and family offices around the world to really be able to scale our initiatives as well, like the Impact Initiative, where we build the music production studios. So anyone who would like to support us is more than welcome to connect as well.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot of money
Yeah.
considering,
Given
all
the
the impact of
yes,
the people who are involved, and it seems like it's not, but also when people are doing good for the world, it's wild. Then sometimes it is very challenging to raise funds, but it depends with, what's happening in the world globally as well. Speaking of but also, we can talk offline more, but also I have, brainstorms ideas of like I'm sure you're shooting all the content, right? Like just capturing all the content, producing, directing, and then making a docu-series, and I mean, just having it then obviously streamline on the networks globally, releasing it, and we'll talk more, but like having it, people can contribute that way too, to
yes.
contribute funds, not just short term but long term as well.
Exactly. We're all about sustainable relationships and long-term collaboration, you know. We rather say no to a quick deal where we could maybe make a lot of money or get a lot of sponsorship, but we really, the values and the ethics are the most important, and really aligning ourselves with the right people who share the same values and the future, thinking and vision.
Spectacular. Completely understand 100%. And that's like a whole nother podcast.
To be
um,
continued.
Yeah, but I just want to thank you so much for being you, being a global citizen, and you are a gem. So fantastic. I'm so happy that we were brought together. It's my honor to be in your presence, and I'm so excited to just keep learning more about you and discovering like who you're going to blossom into. So thank you so much for your time and being here with me and the person tuning in. It means a lot.
Katie, the pleasure was all mine, and I can't wait to collaborate. Congratulations on everything that you have achieved, and we keep inspiring each other. So many thanks, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye, Martina.
Bye.